This is Mom Denson, and this is my presentation about Campbell Soup Company. So, let's start. So, in this slide, I'll talk about the background of Campbell Soup. So, Campbell Soup Company is a food manufacturing company, and it produces high-quality soups, quick meals, beverages, snacks, and packaged fresh food. And with this production, the company earns about $8 million in annual revenue through this operating unit. So the company is located in Camden, New Jersey, and it's a big, well-known corporation, best recognized for its canned soup products. The company has about 14,700 employees globally in 2022. So, Campbell has significant brand recognition both nationally and in many foreign locations. And it generated about $8.56 billion annually. And it invested about $734 million in marketing and $87 in research and development worldwide. So the business has well-structured divisions, and this made the Campbell Soup's success in the American food sector as well as the global environment may be credited to its competent and efficient managers who can make quality, acceptable, and problem-solving decisions. So it's divided into three main divisions, which are led by three different CEOs. And each of them had their own ideas, vision, and strategy for ensuring the company's growth in terms of both size and profitability. So now I'll be talking about liquidity of the company. Here I analyzed the financial and liquidity ratio of the company, and I believe that Campbell Soup liquidity is essential to its future profitability as well as its ability to meet various types of ongoing financial obligations. So the company appears to fall behind the industry in terms of its capacity to handle short-term financial obligation, and it has $2.0 billion in total liquidity, largely consisting of $158 million in cash. So based on my priorities risk evaluation of the food sector in the consumer market, Campbell Soup has a solid risk profile and is one of the leading companies. So Campbell Soup has a solid risk profile, as I said, with a market capitalization of $13.33 billion. So in this slide, I'll continue talking about the company's liquidity. So the company's net income fell 38.45% in 2021 compared to 2022. While the ratio was 0.80, which is regarded decent but not ideal because it's less than 1. And I can say that the company's key strengths include operational excellence and customers' focus on R&D and brand offerings. Because the company's overall financial risk score has been harmed by low liquidity ratios and greater debt to equity ratios. So the revenues declines and customers' concentration continue to impact on the company's risk profile. So in this slide, I'll talk about solvency of the company. So in terms of solvency, Campbell Soup is very solvent because the company's debt to equity ratio it has a company's debt to equity ratio of 1.52 and has a current ratio of 0.67 and $734 billion total assets. So as a result of Campbell Soup fails to meet its illegal duties to repay debt, stockholders may be left with nothing. So Campbell has a 23.54 ROE in 2020. So it clearly outperformed the markets with an increase by more than 8 times from 1.52% in 2019 to 7.6% in 2020. So in 2020, the current liabilities had risen to $2.886 billion and its assets to $12.177. The increase in ROE and ROA was driven by an increase in operational income rather than an increase in financial leverage. In both 2019 and 2020, Campbell generated a poor return on assets when compared to the average ROA of 500 firms. Now we're going to move on the activity ratio of the company. So for the 3 months ending January 31, 2023, Campbell Soup's asset turnover was 0.21. So the quantity of sales or revenues generated per dollar of asset is known as the asset turnover. And the asset turnover ratio measures the efficiency in which a corporation deploys its assets. And according to that, Campbell Soup has $3.60 billion in total shareholder equity and $4.5 billion in total debt. So I believe that institutional investors do exist in Campbell Soup, and they own a significant part of the company's stock. Yeah, and stocks are one method in which Campbell Soup raises equity. So it has a certain degree of credibility in the investment industry. And Campbell Soup Company achieved revenue growth of 12.49%, which that seems good enough. So continuing on the activity, I believe that Campbell Soup is considered a good dividend stock. However, they began to resemble other competitors in 2015, and its current ratio has been nearly parallel to General Mills' current ratio, but as Campbell's current assets and current liabilities expand, the gap between them is beginning to decrease significantly. Because CPB's earning per share in the previous year were $2.7. And their yearly dividend per share is $1.48. So, according to some statistical information about Campbell's profitability, the price to sales ratio in the previous year was 1.56, while the return on sales is predicted to rise to 0.17. So, financial ratios and fundamental drive to analyze Campbell's Soup profitabilities. According to that, Campbell Soup gross profits for the fiscal year ended January 31, 2023 was $2.829 billion. So, the Campbell Soup Company had a gross profit of $0.834 billion in October 2022. So I believe that these numbers are not that perfect, and they are way above 1.0, but the current ratio in 2022 is 0.76, which is a good number but not perfect. And the current ratio of 1.5 to 3 are considered good. And Campbell Soup has a greater ROE than the average 11% in the food industry. So in this slide, I'll talk about the market-based performance, which seems great and good. So I think Campbell is partnered with more than 10,000 suppliers, and it's committed to increase their diverse spending by 25%, which is very good, over the upcoming 3 years through a supplier diversity program. And this expanding of their products by attaining a diversifying new products and service in new markets while targeting new customers and increasing profitability is very, very good. So, Campbell is known for their products that are sold in 120 countries around the world. And in fact, their product market sector Campbell's sector is defined as real food as food cooked with care that include roots and fibers as vegetables in soup and fruits, and it must be available to everyone. And they are known to represent the largest and vital part of the food and fiber system. So this is my last slide, and I will talk about the recommendation I would make and why I made them. So I will make and recommend others to make a business loan to Campbell Soup. The company seems to be successful, and even it has its own ups and downs, it can do much better in the future. Especially for the fact that the soup industry saw a significant impact following the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. But Campbell Soup thrived during the COVID-19 pandemic, and the soup industry didn't stop there. So one way I will participate in a business loan to Campbell Soup is by finding an effective way to evaluate the attractive of a new venture at Campbell Soup. So I believe that Campbell is the number one soup brand in the United States with an iconic heritage.